you might notice that labels on your shampoo bottles, makeup, and other cosmetic brands are looking a little different. It's because the FDA is updating its rules after getting thousands of reports of health problems caused by the products. Well, now manufacturers have to report the serious adverse events within days of getting these reports. So joining me to explain more about these changes is the President of Business Development and Operations at Registrar Corporation, David Lennarz. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. So let's tell people what exactly we're talking about. We're going to notice these changes like now? Have they already taken place, or how soon will we start to see them?
Yeah, you should start to see these changes appearing on cosmetic product labels. Essentially, you will be able to see, or required by law, should be able to see how to report an adverse event to the brand owner of that cosmetic product. And that would be through an email address or a specific URL or a barcode, a QR code that you'd be able to scan and be able to notify that manufacturer, the brand owner of the product, that you've experienced an adverse event.
Because right now, I guess, what was the concern? That people had no way, or it was difficult to reach somebody at the company?
Well, legally, under regulations up until the passage of the Modernization of Cosmetics Regulation Act, which Congress signed into law last year, legally, manufacturers, brand owners were not required to indicate on the product labeling how to report an adverse event. So the change now is that they have to be able to make it easy for a consumer to report an adverse event. The manufacturer or brand owner then is responsible for determining if that adverse event that's reported by the consumer is serious enough to rise to the level of being considered a serious adverse event, which must then be reported to the FDA.
That is really interesting because it leaves it up to the manufacturer instead of consumers going directly to the FDA. As a critic, skeptical.
Yeah, consumers can continue to go to the FDA as well.
Okay.
But again, it is putting more of the burden on the manufacturer to start gathering this information, having it, and then again, reporting it to FDA should they determine that it rises to the level of a serious adverse event.
Yeah, and so then can you tell me, as a consumer, now that I know that somebody's compiling this information or has these things, is there a place where I can look at, these adverse events? Like maybe before I buy a product, I want to see, other than Yelp, I want to see what other people are saying about it.
Yeah, no, there is nothing public that you can go out and sort of search serious adverse events. There obviously are, as you state, private companies that you may find information from consumers about a product.
And it's interesting because NHTSA has that for vehicles. We can look and see, even if the complaint is not substantiated, we can see what problems people are having with certain makes and models of vehicles. But if we're slathering something on our body or our face, there's no real way to check that.
Now, obviously, if there is a product recall, right, that information is published on the FDA website. And so consumers are able to view if there's actually an issue that requires an actual recall of a product. This exists, of course, not just for cosmetics, but for food, for medical devices, for pharmaceutical products as well, which are also regulated by the US FDA.
Right. Anything else will this change anything for retailers for when we're buying any of these products that fall under this new regulation? Change anything at the store level?
Well, the interesting two other requirements under this, what's called MOCRA, the Modernization of Cosmetics Regulation Act, manufacturers have to register their factories, their facilities where these products are produced. So previously it was 100% voluntary. Most companies didn't actually register where a product was produced. And in addition, brand owners have to register, or what's called list, their individual products with FDA, explaining or providing to FDA what the ingredients are in the products that they're producing. So for the first time under MOCRA, the FDA is capturing all of this information, which they then will be able to utilize to better protect consumers as they look at ingredient information, as they know where products are being produced more clearly and able to get out, for example, and inspect those facilities where products are actually being produced around the world.
All right, David Lennarz, definitely sounds like some needed changes and a good way for people to be able to immediately let manufacturers know when they experience a problem. We appreciate your help this morning breaking it all down for us.
Thank you.